say hey, say hello during this very beginning portion of the live. It is just going to be me kind of adjusting the camera so it's at the right angle that. This is my beloved queen size heater blanket. It has 12 different heating settings and 12-hour shut off. It's really cool. So today is going to be an interesting live for you guys. I got some fun stuff to show you in this live that I'd like to show you. But first, since we're going live, I do want to I'm doing my live in the electrical room. Gotcha. Where are you going? It's not. Hold on. Do we have any watchers? This is currently. I'm getting things set up. I forgot any live watchers. I don't know about. Okay, so. Hey, everybody. We got some fun stuff to talk about here on the live. I am working on the creation / design of my new crochet pattern. So say hey, say hello, stick around if you want. Also, we have some nostalgic things to talk about in today's live, and I'm really excited. Really excited. So we are working on a brand new crochet design. If you go to the post tab on my YouTube channel, you'll see that. It's already got a name. And if you watch the last live, you'll know that I was kind of struggling with the design of it all. I think we got to figure it out. So this is what we're working on so far. It's not very big, but hi. What has a head and tail but no paws? A penny? Is it a penny? Hi, hi, hi. So this is what we are working on. Let me open up my YouTube and just kind of show you what I mean. The coin. Yeah, a penny, right? I'm going to go to my channel, and if you see on the computer here, you can click right here where it says posts, and it will take you to my posts. And if you see here, nobody has responded to that post yet, but it will take you to the posts right there. So that is something really cool. If you have not read my post, or if you were not on my last live, I am working on my new pattern called the Ribbed Helix Dish Scrubby. So we are doing it in white. We have this much of this white, this much of this white, and they are put two together. So I'm gonna probably have to cut this off at some point and wind this into a smaller ball because I'm probably gonna need that. So this is what the Ribbed Helix Dish Scrubby looks like thus far. So you make two of these panels and we're going to stitch them together. It has this nice ribbing texture. And this is double stranded. I am using a 5.5mm hook for the design of this pattern, but then to seam it together, I'm probably going to use a J for seaming it together. But it's a very simple, easy pattern that I'm designing. Also, I did want to point out, oh, and sorry you guys, that was not supposed to happen. Woo, sorry you guys. Sorry you guys. That was like so not good. Okay. No, it is not a plushie. Show you a few things. So this is the project that I most recently finished. It is a Seahawks football themed inspired phone purse. So it'll hold your phone, your ID, your debit or credit, some cash, some earbuds, and a wallet. It's a couple inches wider on both sides than my phone is. And it's pretty deep, and it has the strap. I don't like the way I did the straps on this, but let me know in the comments if you want me to write the pattern for this. I will need to make a new one though. So we have that, and also this. I don't know, you might like this, you might not. I'm going to show you. I gotta find the email. This, you guys, is a Christmas hat that I made years ago. I probably made this hat at least 5 years ago. Yes, you can ask a question. Thank you. Don't forget, we need 40 more subscribers to get me to the 200 subscribers giveaway mark. Once we get to 200 subscribers, I will be giving away one set of Clover or More crochet hooks, which comes with 10 or 11 pieces. Comes with these hooks. There's, I believe, 10 or 11 of them in the entire set, plus a variety of yarns. So if you get me to 200 subscribers, which we only need 40 more for that, I will be doing that giveaway. And then also, if you just want to jump the gun and get me to 500 subscribers, that will then open up the option for 2 winners of the giveaway instead of 1. So you will be getting a full set of these and a variety of yarns. So yeah, and I do love these hooks. I've had this set of crochet hooks for 8 years. This hook is actually new because the original one that I have somewhere I lost. So this specific one is new. But I've had this entire set for 8 years and I love it. This is a Christmas hat that I made. This is a superwash merino wool. It actually is hand dyed, no longer available to be purchased. You can't purchase this yarn anywhere. It was locally hand dyed in the San Juan region, and I made it. It's really cute. And I just love how it turned out. It's Christmas yarn specifically. So that's what we're working with. Sorry, I'm gonna try to read your guys' comments on my computer. It says, can you make a black and yellow one of the purse, please? A black and yellow purse? You definitely can. I'm personally not going to do it just because I don't have black and yellow yarn or currently the funds to buy black and yellow yarn. But you can make the purse in any color you want. I am planning on, if you guys would like, let me know if you want the pattern for that. I will have to write the pattern. But if you want the pattern, I'll write the pattern. I would just need to make another one. And it's not going to be that exact. Like, I will do the straps differently on that, on the new one, because I don't like the way the straps are. And then it might not be the exact same size, just because I don't remember my starting chain. Yes, I can show the purse. So this is a phone pouch or phone purse. It's crossbody, and it's very big for a phone purse. Like, it's at least 1.5 to 2 inches wider than my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra on both sides. And it's at least as deep as the phone. You're able to fit your phone, your credit and debit cards, your ID or driver license, a charger, and a set of earbuds. So it's great for if you want to go for a walk, or go out in public, but you don't feel like bringing your full bulky purse, you can just bring this. So, would you guys like me to write a pattern for this? I do plan on making the straps differently. Just for such a small purse like this, I just don't like the straps the way they are. So I will do that differently in the pattern, but it's crossbody, obviously. And then this is what the inside looks like. If you want dimensions, we can give you some dimensions real quick. Yeah, if you want the purse pattern, I can write the purse pattern. And we just need to get some yarn to... So I'm going to do width and height. So it's about 6 inches wide, roughly, give or take, by... It's about 6 inches wide by just under 8 inches tall. If that helps. It's about 6 inches wide by 7 3/4 tall. And we'll be selling this. But I had CX colored yarn, so that's why we made it. Also, I just love this container. If you've never seen me show this, it is a Notions container. It holds my yarn needles, stitch markers, and conveniently it actually fits my tape measure. I just got to get it in there right because of the yarn needles. And what's really cool about the lid is, look, it has like the scalloped edge. And what's even greater about the lid is it actually screws on to the container. And it screws on tight. Like, it's not going to fall off. And one thing that's amazing about this is my friend actually handmade this out of resin for me and let me pick the color and everything. It's like a blue sparkly resin. It's so pretty. And it holds perfect amount of notions. And it's not too big either, so I can, like, if I'm crocheting or in public, I can, like, carry this in my bag with me and it holds all my notions. And I don't go anywhere crochet-wise without this. Oh, why are you telling me that? Oh, interesting. I see, I see. I see. So definitely, please help me get to 200 subscribers. I don't know how to tell the subscriber count. Let's go to YouTube. Let's just go to my channel so we can keep track of that. Oh, 63. We've already gained 3 subscribers. Great. We are almost to the appropriate subscriber number. Again, once we hit 200, I will have to wait until I get my finances settled before I do the giveaway because I have to have money to do the giveaway first. But I promise we'll do the giveaway. I just moved and trying to get a steady job. I have a job, it's just not exactly steady. So we are working on my new pattern, the ribbed helix dish scrubby. I haven't even fully written it yet, but we are currently working on that. If you want to see what it looks like, this is the bottom, this is the top. It's kind of hard to show. Maybe if I put it up against my face, you guys can see the texture better. So it has like some of these like flat rows and some of these like ribbed rows. So this is going to be a dish scrubby. It's made with 2 strands of peaches and cream cotton, and then you'll make 2 of these squares and seam them together. Please make the conversation in the chat, in the live chat, appropriate, please. If it's not appropriate conversation, whoever's making it inappropriate is going to be kicked out. Mod, do we have any mods in the chat, please? Please make the chat appropriate. This is not a kid-friendly video, but it needs to be appropriate. I don't know that I'll finish this on live, but we will definitely try to finish this on. Oh, what's this? It is it's one of these. So this is the ribbed helix dish scrubby pattern coming out hopefully soon. So this is one panel made with 2 strands of peaches and cream cotton from Walmart. And then you make 2 of these panels. It has ribbed ridges on it and then flat rows on it. And then you will have 2 and you will seam them together. It's a very quick, easy, and it's basically an alternative to a dish sponge. And what's great about it is with crochet, there's a hole that goes in and there's the other side of the hole that goes out, which the reason why that's important is because it allows the bacteria to go in the scrubby and then out the other side. That way it doesn't breed bacteria like sponges do, because sponges, the bacteria goes in the hole, but it can't get out on the other side. So with these, it doesn't breed as much bacteria because there's an enter hole and an exit hole. So the bacteria goes in and then it just swims right out. So that's what's better about crochet dish scrubbies. And these you can throw in your dishwasher and your washing machine, and you can use them for years and years and years and years. They recommend every couple months or whatever you replace a dish sponge, but with dish scrubbies, you can have them for 5 or more years. As long as you wash them regularly enough, and as long as it's not falling to bits and pieces, you can have them for pretty much ever, which is really cool. So this is one panel, and then it's going to have another panel that will be seamed together. You can make it with any cotton yarn. However, I recommend the peaches and cream cotton because it is thicker and more durable, and I'm using 2 strands. So this is how much of this cake we have, this is how much of this one we have. So we will have to cut this at some point and make another ball because it's not going to be enough. So that is what we are working on. Help me get to 200 subscribers, please. We're almost there. We're at 163. I'm using my computer to read the comments. Oh, the crowns, I believe, are just saying they're like your number 1 fan or number 1 commenter. I believe. So do you guys want the written pattern for the bag? Yes or no in the comments down below. Let me know. Because if you guys don't want the pattern, then what's the point in me making it? Also, after this row, I want to talk about something very nostalgic to me. I don't know how old everybody is in the comment section, but I'm a lot older than I look, and I have something nostalgic to talk about. So, let me get them. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Can anyone tell me in the comments what these are? Can you tell me in the comments what these are, guys? I'm waiting. Do you not know? Okay. River Girl 92192. You might be, if you don't know what these are, you're too young. You're too young if you don't know what these are, unfortunately. Let me just show you one of them. Wow, you got it right. We have the original 1994 Donkey Kong Country. Original. Hand me down from my grandparents. I've had this game for a long time. I actually had two of these. Don't know where the other one went. I really only need one. So this is Super Nintendo's Donkey Kong Country, released in 1994. It's copyright 1991, but this one came out in 1994. And then we also have, we have the original Donkey Kong Country, followed by Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest. And then we also have Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. This one's missing the sticker on the back. There's supposed to be a sticker on the back of this, like there is on this one. These cartridges are very fragile, and it just explains how to use them properly. Like power must be off before loading or reloading a game pack. This game pack must be cleaned regularly. Use the Super NES cleaning kit only. So that's what the back says. And I think this one does not have it. So I have all three of the original Donkey Kong Country games. And I am able to play them too. And this one has it too. This one is even older. This physical pack, I believe, because it's dirty. Like it's brown on the back. And we have the original Super Mario World. Whoops. And I played this one earlier, and I've been playing this one. But I keep getting that game over. Because I'm not that good. Now, I used to be good when I was a kid. But I'm just not that good anymore, yo. I've just come to realize that I suck at video games. Just gonna count my stitches real quick to make sure we got the right amount. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So I am working on writing the pattern for the Rib Helix Dish Scrubby. It is slightly difficult to crochet physically just because it's made with a stiff cotton, putting two strands of the cotton together. And I probably should have used a slightly larger hook for the pattern, but I like the tightness that the smaller hook gives. So the pattern is really basic and easy to understand. It's just a little physically tricky to do just because it hurts your hands a little more and because it's harder to get your hook in and out of the stitches because of how tight it is. But that's kind of on purpose because you don't want a lot of big holes. So then I'm going to go, okay, bye, but have you subbed, so I will see you again. Perfect, perfect. I'm glad that you got me subbed because we will be doing a giveaway shortly. Once I get my finances in order, I will definitely be able to do a giveaway. Yay, I'm so excited. So the ribbed helix dish scrubby will be coming out soon. This is what one panel looks like. We're making another panel. I'm just putting it up against my face for contrast so you could see it better. There's some flat rows and some like more rigid rows. So that is what we're working on. It's not going to take that long to do. I think stitching it together will take a little longer. But I think that it'll be alright. I don't know if I'll have enough yarn because I have this much. And I might need to cut and make a new yarn ball. I have enough yarn to be clear. I just don't know if I have enough yarn in this ball to finish this panel of the project. But I have enough here. I just would have to cut this ball and wind it. Because I grabbed my yarn ball winder from storage. So that's good. So the giveaway that we are going to be offering will be at once we hit the 200 subscriber mark. And it is going to be a set of these Clover or more crochet hooks and a variety of yarns. Let me show you. I am missing a few hooks in the set, so just warning you of that now. So these are most of the hooks that come in the set. The hooks in the So the Clover Amore crochet hook set comes with 10 pieces. So 10 hooks that are all individual rainbow colors. I am missing a couple. I think I'm missing one or two hooks that are somewhere in projects. But these are just some of the rainbow colors that come with it. So you'll get a set of these, a whole set, plus a variety of yarns to play with. And I've had this exact set for 8 years. And they look like brand new pretty much. They're washable too in case they get dirty. They're ergonomic and they keep your hands from hurting as much. I can crochet 10 times longer using these hooks than I can with other hooks. Yeah, so that's what the giveaway is for. But if you want to bypass the 200 and get me at 500, that would then allow me to be able to offer the giveaway to 2 people instead of 1. Right now, there's only going to be 1 winner. But if we get to 500 first, like if we just bypass and get to 500, then I'll do another winner. If you're thinking of crocheting, I highly recommend these hooks if you don't already crochet. But if you're considering it, or if you're just starting your crochet journey and you want to know whether or not these crochet hooks are worth it, I do have a review of these crochet hooks on my channel. I think I have an original, like older review shortly after I got them, and then like a newer review in the past couple of years. And I can confirm that these hooks are amazing. considering I've said many times I've owned this set for 8 years. Except for this hook. I did lose the original green one, so this one's new. I've had it for less than 1 year, this hook. But the set does come with this one, I just lost it, so. I mean, I'm sure I have it somewhere. Hell, probably in storage. But I have no clue, so. If anyone is wondering, this is a queen size heating blanket, which, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm kind of getting a little bit on the warm side. So, I'm probably going to turn it off. It has 12 heat settings and a 12-hour auto shut off, which is really nice. But I'm a little warm right now, so we're not going to do that. Oops. If you are new to crochet and you want to learn how to crochet a quick, easy project, this is a quick, easy project to learn. The only thing you will have to adjust to as a new crocheter would be the fact that it's 2 strands put together, which does make it a little trickier. It's a little bit of a slower project for that particular reason. I wasn't initially going to do the 2 strands, but after working with just 1 strand, I was like, nah, 2 strands is better. And this is pretty much going to be replacing your dish sponge. And like I said, it doesn't breed and hold as much bacteria because the bacteria tries to go through the hole and just ends up going out the other side. Whereas sponges, they have an entrance hole but no exit hole for said bacteria. So that is something to note. Plus, you can throw these in your washing machine or your dishwasher, however you prefer to wash them. And as long as it doesn't fall apart on you and you wash them regularly and keep them relatively clean, these will last for years and years and years. So that's what's cool about them. You can make as many of these as you'd like to and have a bunch, which is cool. So if you don't want to buy some sponges anymore, you just get a couple skeins of cotton and then you just make a few of these. I would confidently say that with proper maintenance of these, like washing and making sure you weave in your ends really good, this probably would be good and last you for probably about 5 years or longer. But again, that depends on how regularly you're washing it and just the maintenance of it. But yeah, they last roughly about 5 years or more. You might even get 10 years out of one of these. And like I said, they don't breed as much bacteria because the bacteria goes in and then comes straight out the other side. And so they don't typically smell. And they're really good at cleaning. And cotton's really good for cleaning dishes and stuff. So, and this type of cotton yarn was specifically designed for things like dish rags and dish scrubbies and stuff like that. So, this specific this specific type of cotton yarn is designed for crocheting products such as those. It's a lot of it's a lot stiffer is the point that I'm trying to make. Whereas the softer, thinner cottons are better for like bandanas and like, headbands and stuff like that. This pattern is really easy as well. because it is going to be using a variety of different single crochet stitches, which makes it really, really easy. Oh, if you guys missed it, we were showing my game collection. We got Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World, the third Donkey Kong Country, and the second Donkey Kong Country as well. And if you're wondering what I'm making, we are making my brand new ribbed helix dish scrubby pattern, which I just finished the design of pretty much, and now I'm working up a sample so I can finish writing said pattern. Should be out soon, hopefully. This is what the front panel looks like. It is made with 2 strands of peaches and cream cotton in the color white. You can make it in any color combo. I recommend any cotton similar to peaches and cream because you definitely want a thicker, more denser cotton. You don't want like one that's drapier and softer because those are better for like t-shirts and more clothing items. This is what it looks like up against me so you can see it better. It has some ridge rows and some flat rows. I know it looks weird that I'm holding it up on my face, but it's because it's white and it's kind of hard to see. I guess if I hold it up against my hand. You just need a contrast. This is what it looks like. We're going to make 2 and seam them together. And we are about halfway done already with the second panel. So I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I might have to cut and then wind this into a smaller ball. Not exactly sure if we're going to have enough, but I mean, we'll have enough to complete the project. I'm just not sure if we're going to have enough without having to cut it, if that makes sense. Okay, that's what it's looking like so far. So we're about halfway done. If we compare and we hold it up to this one, we're about halfway. So that is the case with that. We're about halfway. So this is going to be the ribbed helix dish scrubby. Don't forget when you subscribe that I post a lot of things, updates and such on the post tab on my YouTube channel, which used to be called the communities tab. So don't forget to be checking that out as well, because I will post stuff on there. Sorry, my ankle was kind of itchy. But if you're wondering about these hooks, I do have an older review of these hooks a couple years after I bought them, and then a more recent review of the hooks that I posted about a year ago. So, and in case you're wondering, I recommend these hooks more than anything. It's what all the pros use, pretty much. Last I checked, you can buy this 10-piece hook set for about $40. They were $80 when I bought them. But they're not $80 anymore. At least last I checked. But don't quote me on that. So it's $40 and you get 10 pieces. And I like that they're rainbow, so you can say, oh, this green one is the eye size. And you'll always remember that, which is really nice. And I like that the sizes are literally engraved into the hook. You can see it. That way, when you rub the hook, the oils on your hands and fingers don't rub off the sizing. Because in a lot of crochet hooks, they print the size on there, and then your hands get greasy over time, therefore rubbing away the hook size. So you don't always know what size the hook is, especially for the sets of hooks where all of the hooks are the same color. It's hard to know and be able to distinguish between the different sizes over time. But this, they're like literally engraved and carved into the rubber, so you can't rub the size off. And it has the number in millimeters and the letter size as well. For, for anybody who prefers one size over the other. Some people read crochet hook sizes in millimeters, and some people read crochet hook sizes in letters. And so it has both the letter and the millimeter size engraved. And I've used other hooks where they print the size on it, and then over time it rubs off. Which then you don't know what size it is, especially if the hooks are literally the exact same color. And these are all their own unique color, which also isn't just beneficial for remembering the different sizes, but it's also more fun, in my personal opinion. It's like a set of rainbow hooks, and who doesn't love that? Oops. One thing I recommend when you're crocheting, which I don't always uphold my recommendations, but definitely a good idea to wear your hair in some kind of bun or ponytail when you crochet, especially if you have longer hair, longer thick hair like I do, because you end up crocheting hair into the project. It's a tip I always mention, but I don't always follow it. I definitely should. Oh, my computer is telling me it's going to die. So plug the computer in. Hello, hello, we are crocheting my new crochet pattern called the Ribbed Helix Dish Scrubby. It's going to be 2 panels like such, sewn together. Well, not sewn together, but stitched together. You could sew them together if you want, but the pattern is going to call for it to be crocheted together. I am writing the pattern for such design, so this dish scrubby is basically going to replace a traditional sponge. And they work really good too. So they clean really good. Plus, if you take really great care of these, they'll last for about 5 to 10 years. So, I mean, a lot longer than traditional sponges. They don't hold as much bacteria, and they can last more than triple the time of a sponge. In my personal opinion, they have a lot more scrubbing power than a sponge as well. So far, we're doing good. Update on how much yarn I have left of this. We have this much. Doing all right. I just have a few more rows left that we have to do. And then I'm going to be then off camera winding this into more than one ball, just so that we have enough. We are almost done with this panel, you guys. Hoping I'll get another watcher. If not, it's okay. But we'll see. The longer I stay on, the more of a chance we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so 14. Okay. So we have literally 3 more rows left of said pattern before we're done with the panel. So the panel doesn't really take too long to make. It's just slightly slower due to the fact that we're using 2 strands of yarn instead of the 1 strand. So it is a slightly bit of a slower process, but I would say this is definitely a project that you could finish in about an hour or so if you're a relatively quick crocheter. If you're a slower crocheter, it might take a little longer just because of the fact that you are double stranding it as well. If you're wanting to see what we're working on, we are working on my ribbed helix stitch scrubby pattern that will be coming out and soon and purchasable on Ravelry. Also, don't forget to help me get to 200 subscribers because I will be giving away one 10-piece set of Clover and More crochet hooks and a variety of yarns. So that will be coming soon. If you hear late, you missed us talking about some nostalgic video games that I have. With this game. So Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong Country 3, Donkey Kong Country 2, and Super Mario World. And I also need to get Street Fighter because I don't have that currently. But if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please like the video too. Boost engagement, guys. Comment, boost engagement, because that's going to help me push the video out there so we can get to 200 subscribers so that then we can do this giveaway. I really want to do this giveaway, you guys. 1, 2, 1, 2, perfect. So it looks like we have our piece almost complete. So we just need to do 2 more rows and we're done. And we still have this much left. So we might not need to worry about making the other skins split. Because all we have to do is connect them. So we just need 2 more rows for the pattern. And then we will be done with the pieces. And we just have to weave in the ends and then stitch them together. And we'll be done. Woo! And then I can start taking photos, finish writing the pattern. I'm hoping in the next few days I'll possibly have the pattern up and ready to go, purchasable. On Ravelry.com. So stay tuned for that. I'll be doing a live announcement video for that. We still have this much of this game left. So I probably might need to still make this one just a little bit smaller because we are going to be stitching both panels together, also using 2 strands. Because I am going to be doing a nice edging on the side of it when you stitch the 2 together to give you kind of also more scrubbing power. So we're just on the last row actually. And I do need to figure out what I did with the scissors because I do need my scissors for said project. We're working on the last row. Hi, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. We are at 163 subscribers, but once we get to 200, I will be doing a giveaway where I will be giving away one 10-piece set of clover and more crochet hooks and a variety of yarns to one lucky winner. So if you have not subscribed, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And this one, since it's my last row, I want to make sure that we are making it tight enough. And this is really stiff because it is. There we go. We now have both of our panels that we will be seaming together. I am gonna weave in my ends. I have this much, so off camera I probably will go ahead and make this into 2 balls just so that I have enough, because for this particular pattern there's going to be a simple edge that's going to be used to connect the 2 pieces together, and then another edging around that in a different stitch that will be used to allow you to have more scrubbing power for those stuck-on bits when you're scrubbing your dishes. So the ribbed helix dish scrubby will be coming out soon. I will do a launch video and full announcement of the written pattern that will be posted on Ravelry, and there's also going to be a release day sale for said thing. Also, don't forget to check out the posts tab on YouTube, because that will also be where we will be announcing when it's coming out. I will be announcing it days before it does come out, or at least 24 hours before it comes out, because honestly, it might be coming out pretty soon. This is a beginner-friendly pattern. It's just, I wouldn't say it's advanced beginner. I would say it's between beginner and intermediate beginner. Not for the pattern specifically itself, but just for the idea that you are using 2 strands of yarn instead of 1. And I say that because when you use 2 strands of yarn instead of 1, it makes it physically harder to crochet. So the pattern itself is beginner friendly. It's just a little bit more intermediate due to the fact that you're using 2 strands put together instead of 1. But the pattern is very beginner friendly. So I think that it'll be quick, it'll be easy. If you're a faster crocheter, you could get this done in less than an hour. If you're a little bit slower, it might take you about an hour, maybe a little longer, just because, crocheting with 2 strands of yarn or more takes longer. But it works up really, really quickly, and it doesn't really use that much yarn, to be completely honest. So I believe this bottom one is a little bit bigger, just because of the fact that my tension was a little bit looser. Anyways, this is what it looks like. So this will be thick enough. It's 2 panels made with 2 strands of peaches and cream cotton, and then they will be seamed together. This bottom one's a little bit looser. It is the same, it's just the tension is just a little different from this other one. So there you go. There you have it. And then I will seam the sides together and then put a finishing edge on it and then call this good. And then I will write the pattern for this. Hello, little Lego. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I did not initially see your comment. So that is what we are working with for this pattern. I do believe it is the same. It's just one is slightly bigger, I believe, due to the tension. I think. So yeah, due to the tension. So there you go. You got your 2 pieces. Oh, cool. I've been live for about an hour now. I see what the issue is with my pattern now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I am going to have to undo all this and redo it though because this one is a little bit taller for reasons of not doing enough in the bottom. Okay, so this has, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This one only has 3 on the base, needing 4, and this one has 4. So 1, 2, 3, and this one has 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I guess they're the same. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, they do have 3. I believe. I believe. Hold on. Wow. Wow. I don't go live that long. I don't have enough watchers to go live that long. I'm trying to figure out you guys. Yes, I can count to 3. I think. Don't quote me on that. I might not be able to. There's supposed to be 4. I'm trying to figure out where I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4. With that one. So this only has 1, 2, 3. No, this one should have 4. Hold up, hold up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Trying to figure out where I went wrong with this one, because this one's the one that's still attached. And this one looks longer than the other one. It's like a whole row longer. How many rows are there? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, hold on. I need to count this again. I know I upgraded. I think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Don't know why this is 17 now. It shouldn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ew. because I did. How did I do this? I totally messed up, you guys. This has one row it's not supposed to have. Ah, I realized the problem, you guys. I realized the problem. We're redoing, you guys. Haha, we found the problem. I did an extra ribbed row. Okay. We found the problem. We're good. I was like, why is this not working? So we are redoing this because I made an extra rib and I realized that. I was like, why is this looking different than what it's supposed to look? As long as I have watchers, I'll stay on, guys. Also, little Lego, if you're watching still, we were just talking about how I was playing this game not that long ago. Like within the last hour. I got this game, second one, third one, and Super Mario World. I did an extra row of the ribbing that I was not supposed to do. And so it wasn't just my tension. However, this is a pretty quick project, so I'm really confident in the fact that I could just fix it and move on. Oops, it did a spinny. It did a spinny. This is also a beginner-friendly pattern. As far as the specific pattern itself goes, it might just be slightly intermediate beginner. Not advanced beginner, but slightly intermediate beginner. And the only reason I'm saying that is just because when you're just a very beginner in crochet, like the ultimate beginner, it might be more difficult for you to crochet with 2 strands of yarn instead of 1. And the pattern itself is really easy. It's just a little more difficult because you're crocheting with the 2 strands instead of the 1, which makes it a little more tricky. Even for me, who's been crocheting for 20 years, I can barely crochet with 2 strands of cotton. It's very stiff, it's very tight, but for this particular pattern, you want it to be very stiff and tight. It's kind of just difficult to do. But when you have the clover and more hooks, I don't get as much pain when I do that. And we messed up. I pulled out a loop. Dang it. But yeah, I was just playing Donkey Kong Country before I started this live. I stopped playing it so I could go live. Some of the levels are hard for me, you guys. And not because the level itself is hard for the gameplay, but because they purposefully made some of the levels so dark in color that you can't even see. And I'm getting more blind as I'm aging. And I'm playing this one level, I'm I can't even see if I'm jumping over a cliff or if it's a smooth path. I can't tell. I can't see it. which is the whole point of the level, obviously. It's just darker to me now than it was when I was a kid because I could see better back when I was a kid. I'm glad I found the issue, but I'm not too happy that I have to redo it. So I have a total of 8 more rows to do, I believe. So I will be writing this pattern soon. Or I've already started writing it. I'm just going to be finishing it soon. I will let you guys know what the release date is. I might wait a little bit longer for the release date of this pattern, just so that I can, just so I can advertise it. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect. Just make sure I have the right yarn count, or I mean stitch count. So we have 7 more rows left to do, I believe. Right? I might be off on my row count. But I really like this. It turned out really good. And you could do this in varying colors. Like you could make the ribbed rows a different color than the rest of it. You could just do so many color changes per rows, like however you want to do it. It is a very beginner friendly pattern. It's just a little more tricky to work with 2 strands of yarn, but I'm going to be making sure the pattern is very beginner friendly to read, so that way if you're new to reading crochet patterns and you're a beginner in that department as well, you'll still be able to read my pattern and or understand it. I will also eventually be posting a YouTube tutorial for said pattern as well. So, but that won't happen until I get into my own place and have a setup for that. So I'm getting a new job hopefully soon. Another job, if I need more than one. So, yeah. Hopefully I should hear tomorrow. I think I'm just gonna call tomorrow and see, hey, do you guys want to hire me? Because I would be a great fit for the job, I think. I think I aced the interview, so I think they're gonna call me. I just think they need a couple days to sit on it because usually it's not the owner of the company who does the interviews for like bigger companies. It's usually like the manager on duty or whatever. Plus, the manager on duty for this place is really chill and she's so nice. And I just think it's really cool. She seems really cool. So, let me know in the comments, you guys, if you guys have any Super Nintendo games. I have a game console called the FC3 Plus that plays Sega, Original, and Super all in one. Don't recommend this console, personally. It's a cheap, crappy Chinese-made one, but it plays Super, Original, and Sega. It has all the 3 cartridge slots, and then just like, it's kind of hard to show you, but let me try to see if I could show it. This is what it looks like. So, Original, Sega, and Super. And then you just switch this dial here to what you want. It doesn't have an eject button, which I don't agree with. Just, sorry, I didn't even show you everything. Just because it's important to kind of have that eject button. If you know, you know. The eject button helps it so you don't ruin the chip as much. So I eventually plan on selling this off, if it still works, and getting an actual Super Nintendo, because I don't really care about Original and Sega, I just care about the Super. to be honest. And yeah, if you do want to get one that plays multiple different cartridge games, I highly recommend getting a different model, not this one. This is a cheap Chinese made one, and I just don't agree that it's as nice. It's just, if you drop it, you only get like 1 or 2 drops before it's busted. It's just personally not built very strong. Let me just make sure I have the right count. Yep, I do. Okay, so we're almost done with this, guys. Just need a couple more rows. And this does have a pattern repeat. So once you understand the pattern, I think that this will be great. You can also, you'll be able to modify this pattern too. If you want a bigger dish scrubby, if you want a smaller dish scrubby, you can modify it and make it as small or large as you want. The only thing you'll have to do is just change your amount of starting chains to however long you want it to be. But you don't need a specific amount of stitches. It's not required. It's just however small or big you want it. So as long as you follow the pattern, then the stitch count doesn't really matter. Just because once you start, your stitch count stays exactly the same throughout the whole project. You would just have to eyeball it or measure it to make it the size that you would like. And that's pretty it. The only thing I will say is that final stitch of the row can be very easily missed just because it just doesn't look like a stitch, if you know what I mean. It just kind of looks like a chain. It's hard to find, but you don't want to miss that last little stitch for sure. Okay, so we have, perfect. Perfect. We have 2 more rows and we'll be done. And then before I stitch them together, I will need to cut, tie, and weave in the ends of each individual panel, because once I stitch the panels together, it's going to be really hard to weave in the ends of the individual panels. There should be 4 strings total per panel because we doubled up both. But you can stick both of them in one and do 2 at a time. So if you put both strands in your yarn needle at the same time, you should only have 2 per panel to weave in. Because there's the starting one, which I made long enough to weave in, and then the one at the end attached to your working yarn. And then you'll also have an end to weave in after you stitch them together. So I'm going to do just a basic stitch for seaming them together, and then a textured, I'm not going to mention what it is, but I'm going to do a textured edge on top of that for more scrubbing power. I'm making it textured on purpose so that it allows more scrubbing. Alright. So it does appear that we just need one more row. We're on our last row. Before we cut, tie, weave in, I typically try to make my last row of the project the tightest, so it looks more uniform. However, for this, it doesn't matter too much because we're going to be seaming it together anyway. And because we're going to be going through multiple layers, I am upping my hook size for that. which I will put in the pattern. If you want to, you can also just use a larger hook for the whole project. However, I like the tightness that this hook gives. It's not a super small hook. It's just slightly too small for the project. It is a 5.5mm in eye. So to seam it together or stitch together, I will be using a J, which is only half a size bigger, which for this, you should probably start out using a J, but I wanted it to be tighter, so that's why I chose that. Last stitch before we cut, tie, weave in. Oops, I'm going to undo this one and make it just a teensy bit tighter because that's what we want. Because the last stitch, you definitely want it to be tighter. Pull it as tight as you can while still being able to get the hook through. Bam! It had a third ridge it didn't need to have. There we go. There, now they match. Because the right and wrong sides were not matching. There, now they match because we have the working loop on this one that we finished and the working loop still attached. Plus we have these which line up. So the working loops are on the same side, on the right side, and the starting points are on the left side where they need to be. They do match. It's okay if one's a tiny bit longer due to just different tension because you're never going to have the same exact tension every time. So these are what the panels will look like. You'll seam the two panels together, and then after you seam the two panels together, you'll do a finishing edge. I'm going to be doing a textured finishing edge for the sole purpose of, being able to scrub with it a little more effectively. So I'm used, this looks kind of lumpy right there. I hope this isn't like broken or anything. Oh no, it's just a figment of my imagination. So I'm switching from the green to the brown for weaving in, or for stitching together. So 5.5 to a then 6. So yeah, that is what we are doing. That is definitely what we are doing. I'm gonna have to go though because I'm gonna have to figure out where I put my scissors. Oh, I found them actually. I can at least stick with you for a minute longer. I'm not super worried about making it look pretty, just because we are going to be seaming them together. I don't know why I'm saying seaming. We're going to be stitching them together, so it won't matter. Just as long as it's secure and won't fall apart, it's not going to matter a super lot. Try to use a yarn needle that has preferably a larger eye. Just so you can get, because you want to get both of the strands in the eye, that way you have less to weave in. Because if you can weave in them both at the same time, that's better. And you should be able to, considering it was 2 strands put together at the same time. You're just going to weave in going in at least 3 directions. 3 separate directions. However, I don't recommend going under multiple loops at a time for this, just because it's already thick and it will be hard to put through. For thinner projects, it doesn't matter, but for thicker projects, I feel like it does matter. It'll be harder to pull through. So I don't want these to fall apart, and I do plan to use it. This is the sample one, so I don't think I'm going to sell the sample one. I will use the sample one. But again, you don't just want to go in one direction. You want to go in at least a minimum of 3 directions. Which here I've done. And then you're just going to take your scissors, cut. It's okay if there's a little bit sticking out because honestly that's going to be the inside anyways. And then you're going to take the top one, take it. I like to cut it a little bit if I need to so that they're matching in length. You don't have to do that, just makes it a little easier. And I like this yarning needle because it has a big eye. And you can easily just put both strings in there so that it's easier to weave in. As long as you're able to crochet back into that last stitch when you stitch the two together, it doesn't have to look fancy because it's going to get covered up anyway. Just make sure that you'll be able to crochet back into it later. As long as you are able, then it's not really going to matter too much. So for anyone who's new, who is just tuning into this live stream, I am weaving in my panels for the helix ribbed dish scrubby pattern. We have 2 to finish. We are just doing the weaving in at the end. And then we will be seaming them together. I don't know why I keep saying seaming. We'll be stitching them together. So we are going to be crocheting them with a basic stitch together and then doing another row of a more textured stitch for a nice finishing edge, and also to add texture for more scrubability because oftentimes you need to use the edge to scrub something. So this will make it nice. And it's got some flatter spots and some more textured spots for better scrubability, I guess, if you want to call it that. So you do have to make sure that you go in at least 3 directions when you're weaving in your ends. I think I've done pretty good of that. I'm just going to go in kind of a circle here. And then I'll show you what this panel looks like, and then we'll get to seaming the other panel. I mean weaving in the ends of the other panel. So this, you can save these too. If you make amigurumi or anything stuffed, you can save these for stuffing things. So this is what it looks like. If you want, you can put a stitch marker on whatever side you want to be the outside of your project if it's harder to tell. This is what it looks like. All I gotta do is weave in these 2 ends. It takes a minute to weave in the ends just because you want to do it securely, and then you just stitch them together. anyways, that is going to be it for this live. That is my ribbed helix dish scrubby, going to be coming out soon. I will probably wait a few days after I finish it and write the pattern before I release it, just because I do want to hype it up a little. So stay tuned for the release of that soon. You will be able to find this pattern on Ravelry. I will do a live video announcement. I will do a pre-announcement where we announce the day it's going to happen, and then the day of will go live most likely, and then you'll be able to download this for a sale on Ravelry. So thank you so much for tuning in to today's live stream. Don't forget to have fun, and if you have any of these classic games, don't forget to play them. These are all the classic games I have. I have a very small selection, but these are the ones I have. All three of the original Donkey Kong and Super Mario World. I've got to get Mario World Yoshi's Island, but we'll get there. Not on my priority list right now, but it's something I'd like to have in the future. So yeah, we're doing good. We're absolutely doing great. So I played that today, and that is all I've got for this video. I'm going to take a break because my hands are a little sore from crocheting with 2 strands, and I'm probably going to go and make this into 2 smaller balls because all I have left is this one, and I'm not sure it's going to be enough for the seam, or for the edge that's going around this. So that's what we're going to do. But anyways, this is what the pattern looks like. You can just make one of them if you just want, but I think it'll be better stitching them together. So I'm going to stitch them together with a basic single crochet stitch, and then do a fancier stitch that's more textured to give you more scrubbing power. So that is what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do. Thank you so much for tuning into today's live stream, and I will catch you back soon, probably when I announce the release of this pattern, which will be available and sold on Ravelry.com. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, I will catch you in the next live stream, guys. Bye.